Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Eric French, and I serve as executive pastor here at Base Memorial Missionary Baptist Church. And on behalf of our senior pastor, the Dr. F. Bruce Williams, I just want to welcome everyone to this really exciting announcement that our mayor is going to give us in just a few moments. And let me just also say, it's always a joy when the community leaders, the government leaders, and the people of the community can come together in a partnership. So we're really excited about this announcement. So let me move out of the way and introduce to you and present to most of us our mayor, Greg Fisher.
Thank you, Rev. Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, for coming here today. This program has got a lot of parts to it, so I'm going to be speaking a little bit longer than what I normally do here so we can explain it all. For a little history, when I first ran for office, I talked about a dream for Louisville to be a clean, green, safe, and inclusive city where people love to live and to work, and that's been the vision that's guided us for the past 6 years. And that's why the number one investment that we have in our community is in public safety, why we recently announced we're hiring 28 additional police officers, investing in our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhood. That vision also, through our Office for Sustainability, commissioned a groundbreaking urban heat island study to take steps to cool our city and improve citizens' health. Then that vision also, but for safety, led to the creation of our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods and helped inspire our compassion movement and events like the Mayor's Give a Day Week of Service. So those are some of our broader community efforts, but we also know that Louisville is a city of great, proud neighborhoods. And citizens tell me all the time, that neighborhoods obviously are critical to who we are, and they build up individuals as well. So that's why today I'm happy to announce a new initiative called Building Our Blocks. It aims to minimize blight, deter crime, beautify neighborhoods, and build hope, one block at a time. This is an all-in program, and by that I mean it brings together a team of city workers, including Public Works, Codes and Regs, LMPD, Louisville Fire, the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods, and community partners also, like the Louisville Urban League, into one neighborhood together on one day for an intensive cleanup and build-up session. This project has its roots when a team of Louisville Metro government employees and the Urban League helped create the initiative after studying a similar 12-year program out in Buffalo, New York. And Buffalo credits their program. They call it Clean Sweep, with removing blight, reducing crime, and extending city services into communities that weren't taking advantage of them. So I really want to thank my friend, Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, and his team for sharing their program with us and the lessons that they've learned with us as well. I want to recognize a few folks now. I want to recognize our Chief for Community Building, Yvette Gentry, who's with us here today, and Rashad Abdul-Rahman, who runs our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. Please wave to the crowd, folks. We appreciate you guys. And I also want to recognize and thank the Building Our Blocks team, which was led by Hex Persephone from OPI. So, Hex, thank you for stepping up and organizing this and getting this all together. And if the other members are here and if they'd want to wave, I'd appreciate that. Roberto Garcia, also from OPI. LMPD's 1st Division Major Andrea Brown. Kaniqua Carthen from the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. Louisville Fire Major Pat Dalrymple. Jody Duncan from 311. Keith Hackett from Public Works. Gene Porter from my office. Donald Robinson from Codes and Regs, and Lawrence Wilborn from the Urban League. So these folks all traveled to Buffalo to see what a best practice was and how we could grow on it. So I appreciate their commitment to do that. Let's hear it for them. All right. Thanks, everybody. So these folks visited Buffalo in late August to see one of their clean sweeps, and they were so excited by what they saw up there that they pulled together a test run just weeks later in our Russell community so we could see how it would work here. The results were outstanding. During that test, city workers picked up 61 abandoned tires, more than 4,000 pounds of litter, and more than 20,000 pounds of junk, just in about a half a day. Codes and Regs boarded 9 buildings and performed property abatement on 30 more. A fire department team checked smoke detectors and installed detectors in 3 homes that did not have them. LMPD officers knocked on doors and talked with citizens about issues that they see on their blocks and how to make them more safe. So these are the things that our fine employees of Louisville Metro does every day. But on this day, we saw the power of bringing everybody together so we could look at a neighborhood as a system to tackle the challenges all at once. The employees were very excited about what happened and the results, and the neighbors also seemed really pleased to receive all this, not just positive feedback, but immediate attention to their neighborhood's needs as well. One example from a lady who told us about a mattress that had been left by a previous tenant in the backyard of her building, and she couldn't haul it to the corner itself, so it sat there filled with bed bugs and other things we don't want to know about until a team hauled it away. Another woman was worried about a building next door to her that had no utilities, but there were people moving in. So Codes and Regs immediately sent an inspector there, and with five minutes, the situation was assessed. Still others talked with the police, including Major Brown, about particular areas of criminal concern, things like stolen bikes, stolen lawnmowers, and the police shared tips also on how to keep your neighborhood more safe. So all in all, it was a successful day and a tremendous pilot. So to build on that success, today I'm announcing plans for our next Building Our Blocks event here in Smoketown, along with one more next month and plans for 10 more in 2017. As they do in Buffalo, we're going to use several data points to select the order for the neighborhoods we'll visit, including 311 calls, 911 calls, crime reports, and Brightside cleanliness assessments. We'll work to vary our council districts. Then, before we go into any neighborhood, we will share our data with community leaders, including Metro Council members, like Councilman Tandy here, to see what we might be missing. And nobody knows better than the council members what we should be doing. In fact, a discussion with Councilman Tandy resulted in us adding a few blocks to the Smoketown event here on Friday. So our goal with building our blocks is twofold: to help clean up and to help build up. We believe that if you remove some major eyesores in a block, take away the graffiti from, for instance, that building over there, or mow a vacant lot, we are cultivating neighborhood pride. You can see a real distinction here in Smoketown, where we have the new Shepherd Square, and you look right across the street at what everybody would call blight, and that needs to be addressed. As the Build-A-Block name suggests, the real goal is building participation in block watches, building citizens' sense of involvement in their community, building relationships also between citizens, government, and police. So we invite residents also to jump in, to walk with us, and to work with us on this. Virtually every Metro government department will be involved with building our blocks. If they're not doing manual labor, they will knock on doors or provide materials for information we'll be sharing with neighbors. Things like how to sign up for heating assistance or get their child ready for kindergarten, for example. So everybody gets a bag like this with information in it on how to make their lives better. So I want to thank all the department representatives who are here today to show their support. This project is a testament to us always wanting to do better, and we can't do that without the commitment and passion and dedication of the great folks at Louisville Metro. I also want to thank our community partners who are going to help, especially the Urban League, which contributed a team member to the team. And thanks to JCPS, Metro United Way, and Youth Build. Youth Build's in the house. Let's hear it for Youth Build back here. Thank you, Youth Build. Good job, man. Youth Build just always does a fantastic job. I don't know if Lynn Rippey is here, but they're a great light for the community, so thank you to Youth Build. So overall, we believe this initiative will make Louisville a more livable city for those who call it home and make it a more desirable place to grow a business and attract businesses as well. So in closing, I'll just note this is a pilot program. We're going to improve it as we go along, like we do with all of our programs. We're going to be sharing a survey with citizens who can suggest ways we can improve as well. So if you have ideas, please share them with us. Now I'd like to invite Councilman David Tandy, whose district we're in, to say a few words. Councilman Tandy, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is David Tandy. I'm the councilman for the 4th Metro Council District, where we're standing right now. One of the things that's important to note, particularly about this program, what it is doing, and it's bringing all of the resources of metro government to a particular area in our community. Many times when you would call a council office and you call us and you say, Councilman Tandy, you know, we've got this complaint about garbage in such and such an alley, or this neighbor over here, we're having issues with that, or this abandoned house over here. We're having to make that phone call to one of the respective agencies that you see represented here this afternoon. What the Building Our Blocks initiative is doing is bringing all of that directly to you. And so that's why it's important that as we are continuing to build this out, that there is indeed a partnership between the Metro Council and the Mayor's administration as we're rolling this out, to make sure that we're all working together, that we are benefiting from our collective knowledge as it relates to what's going on in our respective neighborhoods, in our respective council districts, to get the most bang for our buck in terms of the efforts that we're putting forward. Now, that being said, you know, I'm a big proponent that the role of government is to provide opportunities for people to succeed and to live their best lives. But at the same time, I do not believe that government is responsible for solving all of a community's problems. So what the purpose of this initiative is, as I see it, is to start a community off, to pick up the litter, to make it livable, to address those issues and concerns that a community can have. But in order for it to be a success, it can only be successful if the people in the community take ownership of it. To no longer stand for and accept the notion that if somebody is driving down the street, that it's okay for them to roll down their window and throw a McDonald's wrapper outside the window in your neighborhood. That is not acceptable. And we have to change that paradigm, whether it be here in Smoketown, whether it be in Russell, where I live, whether it be in PRP or anywhere else we see such activity take place. And so that's my hope, is that we use this as a catalyst, as a springboard, if you will, for us to completely transform this community. The developments that we see across the street from us with regard to the Shepherd Square, Hope 6 redevelopment, helps give us that start. We're now taking this Build Our Blocks initiative and taking it to the next level. And what I hope to see happen is that now then, as we go north to Finzer and up to Broadway, or we go south all the way to Shelby Park and beyond in this particular corridor of our community, that residents will take the ownership and the initiative, that if you see something that's not right, say something. If you see somebody throwing a piece of trash on the ground, you say something. I can tell you one of my most memorable moments as a council person was one time I was walking down the street over here, and I was walking down and I saw this little boy throw down a piece of trash with a trash can sitting 5 feet away. Now, I could have just let it go by, but the dad in me kicked in and I said, "Son, you don't see that trash can sitting right there?" And he looked at me, and then he picked it up, his trash up, and he threw it away. Now, what happened in that moment? It was a teachable moment that we were able to provide a young man to then take pride in his own community. And so that's what we hope to have happen here. And so again, I want to applaud everybody for their efforts in putting this initiative together. We look forward to working with the community and with the neighbors to make this a great success. And we look forward to, again, as we come back over periods of time throughout the year, that hopefully we'll get to the point where we won't need this at all, that the neighbors will take care of a lot of this themselves, and we take ownership in our own community and a pride in our own place, and that they will make this place the type of neighborhood and community that we all want it to be and know that it deserves to be. Thank y'all so much.
All right, thank you, Councilman. In closing, I want to thank everybody, thank our Office for Performance Improvement as well. When we created that some 5.5 years ago, we didn't know all the positive things that they were going to touch, but they certainly have helped coalesce around this effort. Their chief is with us, Teresa Reno Weber. I saw her walk up somewhere. So, Chief, thank you very much for that. And again, cleanliness sets the tone for a city. And you can see the difference between right here and what you see a block over. So the goal is for everything like this. And I'd like to ask our leaders here with Youth Build to be part of helping us to set that tone in our community as well. When we have this as just the normal way we do things, it's contagious. It just becomes who we are. So clean city is a safe city. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming today. Good to see you again, man.